You're listening to the Health Powered Productivity Podcast by RaderCo. I'm Marcey Rader, founder and chief productivity lead. This podcast aims to give you and your team bite-sized, time-saving, focus-boosting, health-improving tips you can implement right away. Do you dread your vacation because you have to work at breakneck speed and an already overloaded schedule just to take a week to relax? Or maybe you dread it because you're coming back to an overflowing inbox. If so, you are listening to the right podcast. However, you can hit the pause button and dive into that relaxation mode. While Americans are terrible at taking vacation, I mean, really, when did it become a skill? But we're terrible at vacation, but millions of us are able to unplug, and I have some secrets to tell you how to do it. But first, I want to talk about some statistics. According to a study from Elevator that they did on 2,300 workers over 18 years old, inclusive of all genders, ethnicities, and age groups, they found that 68% work on vacation. Well, that is depressing. Unless you look at it as 32% of people don't. So how are they doing it? I'm going to help you. 15% work because they admit to a need to be in control. Is this you? 27% love their job so much they don't mind working on vacation. But do your family and friends mind? 26% of people bother their vacationing colleagues. Who are you? Stop that. 37% don't have someone to delegate tasks to. Now, I'm still going to share some tactics that can help you. And then 45% know that they have caused frustration to their travel companions. And this is that know they've caused frustration. Your kids may not have expressed it or may not have known how to express it, or your partner or your spouse. This is called anticipatory stress. If your kid thinks that maybe mom could get a text that's going to distract her, or maybe dad is going to read an email that's going to make him late for breakfast, they're going to feel stress every time you pick up your phone. And this isn't just a kid's thing. You know, it could be that my husband and I are on the beach and I'm like, oh, let me just check my phone. And I see that, such and such wants something that's going to take an hour of my time. And then I'm going to go back to the hotel room. He's going to dread every time I look at my phone. Anticipatory stress is a real thing. If you are a leader and you're checking and responding on vacation, you are training your team that it's their expectation to do this as well. And you're saying you don't trust them to back you up or to be able to handle it for just 5-6 days. You don't want to do that. Model good behavior. And I heard something really distressing a few weeks ago from two different people that specialize in intergenerational or generational differences. And one is workplace engagement. And they said that Gen Z and younger millennials are actually not interested in being leaders and want to remain individual contributors because they look at Gen Xers and boomers and they say, I don't want that life. I don't want to be stressed and burned out all the time. I don't want to be, checking my emails on vacation. I mean, there's many reasons why they have have little interest in leadership, but let's model some good behavior out there and unplug. So here's how you can switch off from work and switch on for fun, creativity, and presence with the people you are with. So before you set sail, block your calendar the day before you leave and the day after you return or your first day back. No meetings on this day. This is your VIP time, and it is never too early to block your calendar. If you have vacation scheduled 6 months out, block it now. This way, you're not going to get any last minute meetings. You aren't going to have to reschedule. if, you can wrap up your tasks on that last day. And, what if there's a plane delay and you can't get back on that first day? Then, you at least have that day blocked from your meetings. Email signatures. So about 2 to 3 weeks out, above your name, add in a color that shouts vacation mode, or that gives them, really gets their eye, like red or purple. Just have it in your email signature, upcoming out of office dates, May 15th to May 23rd. Or make it fun and say, heads up, out of the office and out of the inbox from May 15th to the 23rd. You will want to alert all your VIPs, your key clients, your teammates, remind your manager, and just, give them a friendly nudge about 5 days before you take off. And let them know, like say your last day is Friday, send an email on Monday and say, I'm going to be out of the office all next week. If you have any deliverables you need from me, please, I request that you send them by Wednesday, close of business, so I can turn them around on Thursday. This keeps you from getting any last minute scrambles. And then if somebody sends you something on Friday and it's not an urgency, you can say, sorry, this is going to have to wait till I return. Set expectations. If you are somebody who has, checked email in the past or been available by text, then tell them it's for real this time. Hold me to it. Hold me accountable. But I am really not going to be checking email or text. And this is where it's important to have a gatekeeper. You want to assign one person to be your gatekeeper, and only that person can contact you. And with that person, you want to be very clear about what an emergency or an urgency is and how they are to contact you. Email, no, because then you'll see all the other emails in your inbox. Maybe it's a phone call because, a lot of people, they don't want to make a phone call. And so it might be that they end up saying, oh, maybe it's not so urgent. You're right. And wait until you get back. But they need to be certain that it is worth more than your family or the $10,000 you spent for that week in Hawaii. And you are going to delegate like a pro. Brief your backup with everything they need. Make sure they have all the access to all the programs and documents. And, if they need any decision-making power, give that to them. Before I would unplug, if I was going somewhere, I would make sure that our concierge, Lisa, has access to Podia and, maybe another program, or actually ConvertKit or Podia, because I always get a validation code and I have to give her that validation code. So we would make sure that she has that access before I leave. When you are gone, you want to empower your backup, empower your gatekeeper, empower your team, and show them that you trust them by resisting the urge to peek at your email. Your team has this. If you've set them up correctly, they have it. You're good. Don't fall into that email black hole. If you start checking messages, remember, every glance could lead to work stress. It's a distraction from your family or friends, and it is a waste of time because even if you're not responding by typing out with your hands, you are responding in your head. So now you're responding more than once. And you need to go back and listen to my episode on only handle it once with your email. And since 25% of people get bothered with text messages on vacation, one trick that I did when I was on my 25th wedding anniversary was I put my phone in driving mode. And then that way they would get a custom automated response. So if you just have your phone on like do not disturb or something like that, People don't know that you're on vacation. And in our world today, a lot of times people have access to our cell phone numbers because that's our work number or whatever. And so they don't know why we're not answering them. But my trick to get around it was that I put it in driving mode, which sends an automated message. And that usually it'll say like, I'm driving right now, I'm not to be disturbed. But I changed it to say, I'm on vacation and not checking texts until May 25th or whatever that date. And then this is your break glass emergency use only. If you are a team of one or you have your solopreneur, whatever that is, and you have to check your messages. Assign one time daily, like I will check at 7 a.m., and you tell your family, I'm only going to check at 7 a.m., and you set a timer. And you tell them, I'm going to get in and out of my inbox in 15 minutes or whatever that is. And then that's what you do. And then they don't have the anticipatory stress the rest of the day. And you've set some clear guardrails. And then how to come back to reality. Well, you avoid the pre-return peak. I know that you want to log in to fight off those Sunday Scaries, right? You have the Sunday Scaries because of what Monday, might hold for you. But you've done the prep and you've blocked off your day, right? So you have the time to go in and process your emails. And you don't have any meetings. And here's your thing with the out of office. Oh, and going back to in your prep, in your out of office, be very clear. You will not be checking emails, and leave the information for the gatekeeper. And if there's a way that if there are things that people ask you frequently or want to do, just go ahead and put it in your reply. Like in my out of office, it might say, want to schedule a discovery call? Click here. Want a link to our program guide? Click here. Just anything that might be, a simple thing that, they don't need to wait for me. I just have it in my out of office message. And you keep your out of office on for 1 day after you get back. So if you're getting back on the 25th, your out of office actually says until the 26th. So then you have the 25th to catch up. Now your manager knows that you're back on the 25th, but nobody else does. And then here's the thing that will change it all. If you are in Outlook, you go in, you turn on your email and all your emails come in, right? And you're like, hundreds. You go to view and then you click work offline. And that puts you in like airplane mode and prevents any new emails from downloading. And then you can reply to all of those emails without new ones coming in. They sit in your outbox, and then you click work offline again, and all of them go out. And what this does is, because once you start responding, then the conversations start, right? Back and forth, back and forth. And we don't want to back and forth because then we'll never get caught up. So now we've responded to everything. We've tasked the emails that we need to. We're all caught up. We can even turn our out of office message off early. And what might have taken us a whole week to catch up, now we're all caught up in a couple hours. And if you don't use Outlook, you can use Boomerang's inbox pause, which will be linked to in the show notes, to keep those emails at bay. So you can send emails out, but you're not seeing them come in, or using the Boomerang app. It's very easy to schedule them as well for the next day. So there you have it. Follow these steps and you will be set for a vacation that's truly a break from work. Think about it as a new skill set and be proud, wear it like a badge, that you can take vacation like a pro. Thank you for listening to the RaderCo Health Powered Productivity Podcast. The show notes link to any resources mentioned. If you found this podcast valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone you know who could benefit. For more bite-sized tips, our top recommendations, and to learn more about working with myself and the RaderCo team, from consulting and coaching to speaking and more, visit helloraderco.com.